Before I introduce my guest to you, here he is, just a couple of years back, in the dressing room at Crystal Palace. It may give you something of his character to have a look at these shots.
Talk to me, Dave. 2 goals today. Hey, Dave, talk to me, bro. I've
got nothing to say, mate.
Nothing to say. That's
Going Wembley, mate.
that's what I'm talking about, Rambo.
What did I say to you? What did I say to you?
Oh my God!
Well, for those listening on radio, Ian Holloway, who was the manager of Crystal Palace at the time, was dancing around the locker room. Ian, welcome.
Thank you, Nigel.
Talking Pints, very good.
Lovely to meet you.
See you. No, thank you. Now, professional footballer, 400 games.
Oh, that's a nice pint.
To rise, good, excellent.
Nice.
400 games for Bristol Rovers. You played for other clubs as well. This was it from boyhood, wasn't it? You wanted to be a footballer.
Ever since I can remember, I told everybody I want to be a footballer, and I was the youngest of 3 children. My brother John's 9 years older than me. My sister Sue's 6 years older than me, and I was being the youngest. I had mum's attention, and I wanted dad's as well. So, being a crafty little devil, I managed to do it. But he said some wonderful things, and the most important thing was, if you don't make it, let it be through lack of ability rather than lack of effort. And as long as you try hard, you won't fail, son. So.
That's a big lesson in life for a lot of young people, I think, these days. A lot of young people now think there are shortcuts. There aren't really, are there?
Not at all, no. You just got to work hard at whatever you do. Even the best tennis players, the best football players, the best businessmen, they work so hard.
Yeah, they blooming well do.
Yeah.
But it's as a manager that you've become this national, and at times, Ian, it's got to be said, very controversial figure.
Yeah, FIFA and UEFA didn't like me at times.
No, we're going to come to that. Don't worry. We're going to come to that. Don't worry. I mean, I'm just thinking about it. You know, there are lots of jobs in life that have risk. Lots of jobs. I mean, this job I'm doing now, I can say something incredibly stupid and you're gone. I mean, but actually, one of the most precarious jobs in this country is being the manager of a top football club. I mean, you've managed quite a few clubs over the years, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been around a bit, you know, and to be honest, every one of them, it was a total privilege to be the boss of something for however many supporters you've got is quite an honour, and I was very respectful about that, and I wanted my team to try and do what my dad told me all those years ago, was work hard.
Yep.
Because how would a football supporter play if they were wearing that club shirt? They would
for their lives
never give in.
They
this
give it
is
everything.
my whole point.
Yeah.
So it was a character trait in me, really. And at the moment, I'm having the pleasure of going around doing a documentary on other managers and why we keep going back. It's like being a vampire. You can't help it. You got it. But you try and affect people, and I believe that's similar to what you've tried to do in your life. And you know, my daughters are deaf, and our lives dovetail, so you'll understand what I'm talking about.
But as a football manager, getting sacked is part of the job, isn't it? I mean, it happens. How have you coped with that? How have you dealt with that?
Yeah, it's bruising, to say the least. It is something that really, really hurts, because you move your family and you take your wife there, and she's got no reason to be there apart from you and your selfish job, and you know, and she wants you to do the best you can. But you know, I've moved her 48 times.
48 times?
Yeah,
You've been with Kim all these years?
We've been married 34 years.
Yep, and 48 moves.
Yes, yeah, and what, if I can put it into people's mind, what she said to me once, just before I went into a different job, she said, please don't become the result this time. I don't know if I can stand it. And football supporters will understand what I'm saying, because you do it every week, don't you? If your team wins, you're happy. If they don't, you know.
But you've had some, I mean, let's face it, you know, you took Blackpool up to the Premiership, which they couldn't believe. You took Palace, which is a club that our family have been supporting for many, many years. Not many men have taken 2 teams up to the Premiership. That's got to feel pretty special.
Yeah, nobody else from where I come from. So I'm a one-off, a bit Tigger, really. Top's made out of rubber, bottom's made out of spring. You know? And, you know, obviously everywhere I go, I take it a little bit personally, you know, where I'm from, and I should be drinking cider and all that. But, mate, I've been so lucky and so proud for of the people that have worked with me. That's the thing. They haven't worked for me. They work with me to try and make an environment that is fearless, and we're going to go and try and do our best. And the thing, financially, it's been very successful, some of the things I've done.
Yeah, no. And you said with Blackpool going up to the Premiership, outside your kids being born, it was kind of the best day of your life.
Yeah, I will never forget. Time stood still. And we had a horseshoe of the Tangerine down there, and I'm up on the balcony, and our lads are receiving the trophy, and I thought, I can't believe this. And I swear to you, it was, life just stood still. I thought of all the people I've loved who are gone, my father, a big influence, and it was just totally incredible, you know.
Fantastic.
Because that's in history. People can't take that away.
They can't take it away from you. You've done it with 2 clubs. They can never take it away from you. Now, personal life, Ian, you've had some difficulties, some profound deafness with 3 of your children, sort of genetically inherited trait. Your wife, of course, horrendous battle, which you overcame with cancer. So you've had a lot of challenges. How do you deal? How does a deaf child get the chance to fulfil their potential in life?
Well, first off, they're lucky to have a wonderful mother. My wife, she handled non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. They said she had a 1 in 3 chance of surviving. Yeah. They tried a new drug on her quite a while ago now, and it worked to treat. They said you can't have children, probably won't be able to have children, and we had 4, 3 of them profoundly deaf. So she is the secret to all of this, my Kim, and I love her to bits. But it was really tough. We had to move houses nearly 4 times to try and get into a. Obviously, it's a very. How can I say it? Very small numbers of deaf children are born deaf, and as profoundly deaf as my daughters. So their needs were very specialised. So they're a minority group, but we had to find the schools and we had to fight for it. So I've been lucky that I could afford to move, but I've had to fight authorities to get my daughters what I believed they needed. And I believe that because in Bristol, I was very lucky to have a wonderful school that my daughters first went to. We were taught a visual language. There's 3 different ways that you do that visual language. You do BSL, British Sign Language, you do sign supported English, and you do English. So my daughters knew in that wonderful school that each time of the day they were being taught the differences. So, wow, we went to Reading and they took it away from us. It was just oral. So my daughters just got a bit like that wonderful girl who won Come Dancing. Yeah. When music stopped, we were all crying because that's what it means. And we've had a fight, and do you know, I had nothing to worry about. All my daughters work now. They're all mums, and it was a fight, and it was something I was worried about, but I didn't need to. No,
but it's a good story. Now, back to your professional life. You are known as being somewhat outspoken. Holloway rants. You see, this is what he's well known for. We're going to show you one.
I'm not going to have one with you.
We're going to show you one of them. This is when the absolutely crackpot decision had been announced by FIFA that the World Cup would not be played, as it traditionally is, in the summer, but would be a winter World Cup in Qatar. And this is how Holloway reacted to it all.
Seriously, it has gone crazy. I think the world has gone completely on its head. Happy Christmas. You wait till I get home, I'm going to tell my turkeys that don't worry, it ain't Christmas, we're moving it. It's all right, you got some respite, you know. Oh, I've had a word with FIFA and we're going to move Christmas, it's no problem. Fantastic.
Well, you were pretty upfront there about your views on FIFA and what a nonsense it was.
Nigel, I can't help myself.
No, you can't.
I am not diplomatic, and you've been known to be a bit like that yourself, haven't you? You're sort of out there. No, you have been out there.
I get it. Yeah. But you were a bit of a dream, weren't you, for the press, really, with these press conferences, and they'd throw a question at you and you would just simply answer it.
Well, to be honest, I like people to know where they stand with me, you know, and whether they like that or not, I don't know. It's something that I was brought up to do. And my dad always said, son, you're better off letting people know what you feel, and if they don't like it, that's tough, as long as you've said how you feel. And some people can't do that. So if you think they're being bullied, stand up for them at school. And so I did one day, and someone clocked me one, and Dad went, what happened? And I went, well, I stood up for something. He went, well done, son. You know?
Well, you've always stood up for what you believe in, and you've overcome some great challenges with your wife's health, with your daughters. As I say, you've taken 2 clubs up to the Premier
I'm
League.
getting all emotional here, aren't I?
And, well, all I can say is that what absolute pleasure to have you on Talking.
And good luck to your son. I'd love to meet him as well.
Thank you. Yeah, he loves Palace.